animals are starting to really suffer. Yeah, I don't know what to do with all these animals, man. It feels like no matter how much, grazing space I give them, it's just never enough. Do I need to, like, reduce the population of, like, the animals even more? I don't know, man. It feels like there's still too many animals, but there can't possibly be too many animals. So one thing that I'm considering with this is the mech booster. If there was a good place to put it where they could be boosted all around here, that'd be nice. And I suppose I could put one on, like, each side. Because the mechs are doing most of the work in this area. Alright, well, either way, I think we're good for Mechanoids at this point. King Bannock's having a tantrum. You bastard. Oh my god, they actually broke an expensive piece of equipment. I should have executed you when I had the chance. Maybe I'll stick you in the freaking machine. God, these people. These colonists deserve to fail, is what I'll say. That's my 2 cents on this colony. Alright, traps are mostly being built. Gurkha's like completely out of it. Who's Weow? So did like their wife just like... So they had a wife who wasn't in this colony? Who just died? No idea who Weow is. They must have been in like another colony. And they literally just like randomly perished. Which is just whack. Okay, I'll buy some more components. You pretty much always want to buy components when you can. I'll buy some medicine too, because why not? Sell you some Yayor. And I'll sell you a couple of crappy weapons, if you don't mind. I've actually gotten rid of most of my crappy weapons, so I don't actually have a ton of crappy weapons. Ah, there we go. It's crazy actually having research to do. So like the longest time we've had no research. It's been completely complete. So the Wastepack atomizer is nice, but it does need a nanostructuring chip. That's something to keep in mind. Yeah, the whole thing with the Wastepack atomizer is it makes management of waste a non-issue. Because everything can just get turned to admins. Alright. So what else is on the agenda here? Arco Nexus. Don't expand. They want to take over my colony. And they'll give me a piece of the map. I don't really want to give up my base. Seems crazy that you would just like give up everything that you've worked for. I suppose that can be part of the fun though, like starting fresh. Yolanda told Hugo it's best to see other people. Damn. Well, Hugo can now sleep with Nordico, who he's been seeing for like so long anyway. It's kind of funny that Yolanda was the one that ended it and saying we should see other people, because Hugo's literally been seeing other people. Like, I get the whole thing with we should see other people. It's literally just like, it's supposed to be a gentle way to break up with somebody. It's like, oh, maybe we should try dating different people for a while and not date each other. But it always came across as like kind of silly sounding to me. I don't know. Like, we should see other people. And then the guy's just like, well, I see people at work every day, isn't that good enough? Like, really obtuse man just doesn't understand that he's being broken up with. That can be like a bit. Or like, there's someone else, like in Spider-Man, whichever Spider-Man movie it was, when Mary Jane said, there's someone else, I've fallen in love with someone else. You know, as she always, like, she talks exactly like that. If you've never seen the Spider-Man movie with by Sam Raimi. It's like, well, of course there's other people, you know? There's, like, billions of people on the Earth. I don't think this bit's gonna take off, I don't know. Alright, we've got some more construction orders for some concrete, just to improve the flow through the base. Animals are starving again. Of course they are. I think we're killing the animals so fast, we literally can't, like, cook them fast enough. Wild. Panda's gotten food poisoning. Well, ain't that unfortunate. I'm just waiting for a general goods trader so I can, like, just sell all my crap. Seriously, I've got so much junk I need to get rid of. Are both of my robots recharging? They... Oh, the cleaner is recharging. Where's the other little robot? Oh no, he's self-recharging. I think probably he wanted to recharge, but the things are both being used, so he gave up. Well, that's a shame. We gotta get this tech done. I wonder if they can still research while this thing is on the table. I actually really don't know. just have so much stuff, man. Okay, they can still research, but that's good. Let's move this, nope. The spot's already been pre-configured for more silver. Fair enough. I think I have, like, one of my books gives me, yeah, toxic waste atomization. So we could actually use this to, research the tech a little bit faster. I think I bought the book ages ago, but I'm pretty sure you can only get the tech once you've actually done the prerequisite. So even if people were reading it, it wasn't counting. So it ended up kind of being irrelevant. So much rice. I really gotta sell some of this rice. I've got like 8,000 rice, and there's even more that can't get selected. There's probably close to 10,000 rice lying around, whether refrigerated or not. Just nuts. Give me a general goods trader so I can sell all this crap. People really sleeping in the ship? Oh my god, you guys. As if there aren't just, like, tons of beds, like, sitting around outside. Bicep. Like, I think they probably pick it because it's just, like, the closest bed to them when they get, to the stage where they can have their own bed. I'm not 100% sure. Is Random not wearing any clothes? Yeah, Random just has a hat and a duster. No pants, no shirt, no nothing. Amazing. Okay, traps are all back up and operational. Turrets are good to go. Doors and stuff are all set up. I mean, all things considered, things are cracking okay. Some hippos over here, which is a bit scary. Hippos are dangerous, man. I think more people get killed by hippos than sharks. I don't know if that's true, but I remember hearing that somewhere and it like stuck with me. So it may or may not be true, but it sounds horrifying if it is true. It'll be like the X-Files, I want to believe. The Minaka tribe. Oh. I keep forgetting that whenever you click on this stuff, it actually does it. Contains 2,500 corn. Incredible. Toxic potatoes. Silver. Interesting. Bunch of ancient complexes, too. Could probably, like, visit some of these. They're close enough that it's, very fast to travel to. I've got camels who can carry extra stuff too. Something to think about. I'm always scared, though, if I take out, like, expeditions. The anxiety is always... Oh, bulk goods trader is approaching. The anxiety is always that, like, we'll get attacked or end up in a really bad situation while you know, the A-team is out and about. Alright. What can we sell? I have so many animals. I'm just going to trust that we're doing the right thing with our animals. Okay, I'm going to sell, like, 2,000 rice. Right, what can you sell me? Nutramine, components, chem fuel. Yep, I'll take them all. I'll sell you, like, 2,000 cloth as well. You're selling reinforced barrels. Perfect. Selling beer. I don't really need beer. Sell some of our low-quality clothing goods, of which I think I have quite a lot. What quality stuff can go as well. Really, I'm just emptying my storage. It's basically a fire sale. I'm trying to get rid of stuff that I don't need. An excellent wooden bed. You know what? You can have the bed. I really don't know what to make of having a bed. I don't know why I've even got a bed just like lying around. Sell a couple loose bits of bits and bobs. I think I'll just sell you some extra rice. Let's go maybe 3,000 rice. Yep. I lose some money here, but it's a good deal. Well, they should be very pleased with the deal. I literally gave them a very positive deal for them. So they got better outcomes than what they should have. Let's put this in storage. Damn, this research is taking ages. I know it's 8,000 points, but come on. Ridiculous. I don't know why I made the rec room so small. It looks so cramped. Should be at least, like, that. So, like, an extra, like, 4 tiles along the top and then 3 tiles down the bottom. Okay. Let's try and see what we've got as an option here. I think we should try and do like some sort of quest or something. Do I try the this hack again? I want to do it, but it's very irritating. Because from memory when I tried this last time, it lands somewhere over here. That's why I've got like the starts of some like fortifications here. And they just come from whichever direction the group mix can be whatever. So it's not like they're guaranteed to be like, you know, oh, it's just like 3 Minotaurs or something. It's like, no, it's like 10 Scythers and, or 30 Minotaurs or all sorts of stuff. So yeah, I don't know. Even then, we're only getting info about the United Rifle, which is one of our relics. Which I'm not 100% sure what a relic really does. Relics are objects of spiritual or ideological importance. They can be discovered by completing long and dangerous quests. They can attract pilgrims, enhance rituals, and strengthen an ideologian's ability to convert outsiders. Okay. Okay, more of our animals are just dying now because of malnutrition. I just don't understand. Like, how are there so many... I feel like there's way more animals than what I've said is allowed. So there's 5, 10, 16... And maybe there is exactly how many. Maybe I just need to lower the, allowed amounts. Alright, let's cull the populations a little bit some more. Yes, I've gone from breeding livestock to sell to breeding livestock to eat. Which I'm not terribly happy with, to be honest, but it is what it is. I preferred selling them, but I can't get traders to come by consistently enough to buy, you know, all of the extra animals off me. Come on, Stuart, finish off this research. Let's go, buddy. There we go, nice. And final research. Done. Alright, where's this Wastepack atomizer? Deconstructs toxic waste packs into inert gases. It requires considerable amounts of power. I mean, let's make it happen. Then we don't have to worry about toxic waste anymore. Depends how much power is a lot of power, I suppose. Well, time will tell. We'll have to wait and see. I don't think it's going to tell us in advance, is it? That's 400 watts. It's not that crazy, I feel like. Considering that my excess is like... Well, I've got a negative excess right now, but... During the day, with the solar panels on, the excess is extremely high. Alright, Nauticore wants her age reversal. Well, I'll let her have hers, and I'll let Hugo do his as well. You're at 12,411 Tepic scene. Damn. Well, like I keep saying, eventually you will get it. Statistically, it is inevitability that you will get it. So you just gotta stick to it, you know? I know it's probably not what you want to hear right now, but it is the truth. Yeah, it is Tepic, so it's Gen 5. It's not like it's, Emerald, where... What's even a good shiny hunting method in Gen 3? Because isn't Gen 3, like... Like, I understand the whole thing with, like, the frames and stuff. Is it even really possible to shiny hunt in Gen 3? Like, reliably? Or is it just Emerald that's broken? There isn't, okay. Ruby and Sapphire works... Ah, Emerald doesn't work. Okay, so Ruby and Sapphire is fine. It's specifically Emerald that's scuffed. Okay. Because essentially with Emerald, let's say you're shiny hunting Rayquaza. Basically what you have to do is you have to... Each time that you attempt, you have to wait an extra frame. Basically. So it'll get to the point eventually where if you try for long enough, you'll be waiting... You'll be loading your file... and waiting 10 minutes before you do it. You can do runaways in Emerald. Runaways? From what? Legendaries? Can you run away from legendaries? I mean, you can run away from them, but don't they disappear? Yeah, I'm very ignorant on this topic, mind you, so... Yeah, what do you mean by runaways? Yeah, I remember them disappearing. I know there's actually a unique line in, I think it's Pokemon Platinum, if you run away from, Giratina. I think Cyrus comments on, like, you didn't even fight Giratina, like, what the hell, or something like that. I can't remember the exact line. He has a reaction to it. Or I might be thinking of a different game, but I remember a line like that. Yeah, I do like how in a lot of newer Pokemon games you can retry the battles. You can encounter Rayquaza, run away from it, re-enter the room, and re-encounter it. Oh. Okay, I didn't know that. I assumed that once you battled it, whether you ran away or killed it or whatever, it was just gone, but there you go. Ah, I see. Finishes in 5 days. So this thing is like really not... It's not very fast. So it's not super... Well, it's a reliable method because it's guaranteed to work, but it takes a while to actually destroy the pack. So that makes sense. So it's not a perfect solution. So you really need a few of these to be safe. Interesting. But there you go, random. You've taught me something new about Pokemon Emerald. But yeah, if I was going to shiny hunt, it definitely would not be an Emerald. Because, like, the whole thing about, like, the frames and stuff just sounds ridiculous. Can you still... Oh, I'm just trying to remember. Is Rayquaza... Rayquaza is still catchable in Ruby and Sapphire, right? It's just, I think, a post-game Pokemon, right? Like, I know Rayquaza's in the game. Like, it's part of the story. But I think you can catch it later. Don't think you can at all re-enter. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can, well, I know you can physically return to the place that you battle Rayquaza. You have to do that stupid bike puzzle to get there. Which I always hated. But it's empty. Yeah, I'm not sure. Either way, realistically, it takes a long time if you were to try and shiny hunt it. Regardless of anything else. You don't leave the building entirely. Yeah, just the room, right, is what you're saying. I mean, I'll have to take your word for it, because I never... pretty much, I think, whenever I played Emerald... I'm pretty sure I only played Emerald once. I know some of the Pokemon games I, like, did, like, other playthroughs, like I deleted my save and started again. Cougar hunting Rinnick. Where's Rinnick? What the heck? From all the way over there? It's not even going to reach Rinnick before they get back in the base. What a ridiculous animal. Me and the ostrich are teaming up on the cougar. Nice. Good stuff. Yeah, I'll have to take your word for it. No, 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 no. Run, random, run. Oh, jeez. Gurkha's in the pod. Damn it. Okay, random is injured, but should be okay. Yolanda can't defend herself is the problem. Okay, Tiffy, can you rescue random, please? God, can this thing, like, fight somebody that's actually fighting back? Okay. Okay, how are we doing? Yeah, random will be fine. Their gun is going to get some damage, which is very annoying, but such is life. Yeah, random's all good. Yolanda will be all good. And then Rapow's all sorted as well. Quark, where'd you go? Don't attend the marriage ceremony, you gotta fix this person up. Oh my god, imagine being a doctor and being like, you know what, I'm gonna skip this surgery and just, like, attend this guy's wedding. I suppose that happens, doesn't it? Like, there's gotta be, like, a situation where, like, a surgeon or something was, like, at, like, a function. So they weren't at the hospital, and, like, a patient came in that they probably could have saved. But, they weren't there. So the patient died. That's crazy. Do you think they tell the doctor? Surely they wouldn't tell the doctor. Like, oh, by the way, this patient came in. You know, you're like a specialist at stopping people from bleeding to death from, like, stab wounds or whatever, let's just say. This patient came in bleeding to death from a stab wound. But since you weren't here, they died. So, you know, hope you had fun at the wedding. You loved Emerald for years on your GBA. It was your first-person Pokemon game. You tried the others, but that was the first time you owned a Pokemon. Don't think you could at all. Also happy to be wrong. Maybe accepted something you don't know about. Yeah, I have no idea. She knew that as a 10 or 12-year-old. Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is, I can just say that I'm 99% sure I would always just use the Master Ball on Rayquaza. I just could not be bothered. It's not worth the effort to actually just try and catch it, because it's so strong. Yeah, Emerald's one of the first games that I played as well. In the series. It's good stuff. Emerald's great. Yeah, I got a copy of Pokemon Yellow way after the fact, because I wanted to try one of the Gen 1 games, and that one looked interesting. Same sort of deal I did with Silver. I had a copy of Pokemon Silver that I bought secondhand. Because again, I wanted to try Gen 2, because everyone was telling me how good Gen 2 is. And then the battery was dead, so I couldn't save the game. And I know that you might be saying, actually, you can replace the battery. It's like, I was, like, very young at the time. I wasn't going to try and crack open a game and replace a battery. I'd probably break it. I'm aware that you can fix it, but I've just got it as part of my collection now, which is cool in itself. Check DMs, Dire. Well, there you go. If there's proof, we gotta admit it's true. Is it the same with any other legend, or is it specifically just Rayquaza? Because I think the reason why I restarted Emerald was, Did I restart Emerald? I think... Which games did I restart? I know I restarted Gen 4. Diamond. And I think it might have been Emerald. It was either Emerald or Fire, whatchamacallit? Leaf Green. It was one of the Gen 3 games I reset, but I can't remember which one. Certain legendaries in certain games. Okay. Well, there we go. You learn something new every day, folks. Alright, so random should be okay. The infection is progressing, but not at a fast rate. So the immunity should progress very fast. Combat supply ship, let's talk to him. Yeah, I think in I think Gen 5 might have been the first one where you have to catch the legendary, right? Like, I think if you knock out Reshiram or Zekrom, whichever one you have, I think you just encounter it again, don't you? I'm pretty sure you have to catch the legendary in that game, is basically the TLDR, what I'm saying. But it's this runaway method, though. It's not great still. Because you could easily, in the process of, like, when you're running away and resetting it, those could be the frames that you... Those could be your shiny frames, right? So it's not perfect, I guess. Like, you're not guaranteed to get the shiny. Well... You're not really guaranteed to get anything in Pokemon Emerald. Alright, Ripwell wants to go in the pod. Of course, my friend, you may go in the pod. What is that creature? Is it a tiny little sheep? It's a goat. And then pretty much any Pokemon game... I think probably on the Switch. So like Gen 8 and 9. I think all of those games you can just retry the legendaries, if I'm not mistaken. I do think in... I think it's Gen 4. Is it Gen 4? It's either Gen 4, 5, or 6. I can't remember. It's like if you beat the Elite Four, some legendaries will respawn. I don't know if I'm crazy. I don't know. I remember I went into a rabbit hole of this at some point, but it was like years ago, so I've forgotten like all of it. I don't know how I feel about, like, a little kid, like, just playing on a radio, just talking to people. It feels a bit Monka-esque. Yeah, so the power situation is actually really bad at night. So the solar panel is actually doing so much work. Which is kind of wild. Wait, what? What happened here? Huh? How'd this engine get destroyed? I have no idea how that engine got destroyed. That is very strange. Most generations, any legendary you accidentally knock out, you can fight the Elite Four to respawn them again. Okay. Well, there you go. I mean, most of the time, I learnt the lesson the hard way, because I was playing, I think it was specifically, it was Emerald. I knocked out one of the Reggies, and just kept playing. And I was talking to my friends at school about it, and they were like, why'd you, like, you didn't save before? I was like, well, I didn't know I was meant to do that. I think it was one of those situations where it knocked itself out, because, struggle. But I'd never, like, thought about, like, saving before a battle, like, specifically to reload. I was sort of just like, oh, I died, well, I guess I'm not catching, you know, Reggie Rock or whatever it was. But like in Legend ZA, for instance, any of the legendaries you fight in that game, if you fail to catch them, you just battle them again. And some of them are just like guaranteed catches after you beat them. Like it's literally just like it's like the Terror raids in Scarlet and Violet. Like you basically just pick which Pokeball do you want to use to catch this Pokemon. you would save before every Elite Four battle and still do that. I think I used to do that on like the DS generation, but I kind of feel like you don't really need to in the bonding games. Like I can understand if you still do it out of like force of habit, but for the most part, I've never felt the need to like. I mean, to be fair, Legends ZA is actually quite challenging. So kudos to Game Freak for actually making a pretty challenging game. But I think it's less that the game itself is like mechanically difficult, and it's more. No, let me rephrase. It's not that the game itself is more challenging because of, like, the Pokemon that you verse or the skill of the trainers or whatever. The mechanics, because it's real-time battles, it lends itself to... Because in turn-based, if you're the fastest person... So let's use Emerald as an example. If you catch Rayquaza, who's level 70 when you catch him, and you go to the Elite Four... You can sweep the Elite Four with Rayquaza. Like, it's not even funny. Like, none of the Pokemon in Elite Four that I can remember, like, hold a candle to Rayquaza. If you're just faster than them, you can one-shot them, and they can't do anything about it. But, in Legends ZA, because it's real-time battling, even if like, unless you're, like, super fast and you have a really good strategy, quick moves, stuff like that, good positioning, they're probably going to land a hit. Which... Oh, God. Diabolus. How many Mechanoids are here? My goodness. 12 Lancers, 2 Diaboluses, Cyclops, Pikeman, Tesseron. Oh, man. That is a, that's a tricky little group there. Maybe when you're Rayquaza, you get banned from the tier list with Pokemon. With banned Pokemon Go, yeah. I mean, Mega Rayquaza is just... It's crazy because it doesn't need a Mega Stone. I think it's probably the biggest, like, obviously, just, like, in terms of pure stats, it's obviously very strong anyway. But the fact that it doesn't need a Mega Stone and it can equip something else is just wild. Because that's really, I think, the biggest disadvantage of Mega Stones, right? Is, that you're forced to carry this item that essentially does nothing. Like, I might say, well, it activates your Mega form. Yeah, but otherwise the item is a +0, you know? You know, you could instead use, like, Leftovers, or you could use Shell Bell, or anything, you know? There's plenty of things that can enable all sorts of really crazy combos, but you're not using any of them. So Rayquaza has the strength of being able to Mega Evolve, and obviously has just... It's already insane stats. It's a legendary, and it can have another item too. Okay, we're getting some good hits on the ship. We've actually taken out 3 of the Mechanoids as well. The more of these we take out now, the better. Unless you're Kanga and you get Megas banned from Gen 7 Comp C because your ability is silly. What, Kangaskhan? What's Kangaskhan's ability? Oh no. The last shot destroyed the ship. Yeah, let's post up here, guys. I kinda don't want these Diaboluses getting through. So I'm a little bit scared about, like, their super cannon thing that they've got. Hopefully this guy dies before... Yes, he did die before he got through. Awesome. No! My robot got injured. That's sad. Parental bond, you don't know if you can post a link. You could just describe it, if you remember what it does. Well, this guy's cooked as soon as he comes around the corner. How are you guys missing all these shots? Please. Makes most damaging moves hit twice, the second one's at 50 power. Ah. That is very insane. That is nuts. And then Kanga learns Power Up Punch, and it does the stat boost both times, I'm assuming. Yeah, that definitely seems like an oversight. One of those things that the devs, like, probably weren't quite thinking about the implications of that particular combo. Yeah, okay. So really, after 2 turns, you're, like, pretty much fully powered up, right? Interesting. I hate when it floods. Actually, I don't mind that much when it floods, because I've already got tons of resources already, so it really doesn't matter. Alright, can we please close this door? Tiberium Prime. What the heck? Is this Red Alert 3? Well, Red Alert Command and Conquer, I should say, not Red Alert specifically. Red Alert 3 is a great game. If you guys haven't played Red Alert 3, you should play it. More signal chips, let's freaking go. Red Alert 3 is one of the funniest games I've ever played. Just, like, the Red Alert games are all very silly. Red Alert 3 takes the cake with its silliness. It's just so stupid, but it's great. It's well worth... It's like, Red Alert 3 is not amazing as an RTS, but as a game and as a story, it's very entertaining. They've got some excellent, like, actors in it as well. Because it's live action, right? The cutscenes. Tim Curry, Jonathan Pryce. I mean, even just that is already like, whoa. George Takei. What's a Kai? I'm not sure. I think it's Takei, is how it's pronounced. All sorts of just incredible people giving very over-the-top performances. Yeah, Red Alert's always been kind of silly. Like, Command and Conquer was always really serious, but Red Alert was always a bit silly. Even in Red Alert 1. Like, Red Alert 1 was a bit more serious, but it still had, like, its moments. I mean, the whole game is like, in the Soviet campaign, you're working with Stalin. And the guy's doing, like, the worst Russian accent in human history. Oh. It's funny. What a game. Yeah. If you got nothing better to do, just look up Red Alert 3 all cutscenes movie or something like that. And just enjoy. Just enjoy the ridiculousness. Alright, well, we're in a pretty stable place, I think, right now. Ideally, we get some prisoners and stick them in the machines, but I don't have any right now. Like, what Mechanoids would I even really want to make? I mean, a War Queen would be kind of nuts if I could get it. But I do need another nanostructuring chip if I want that. Because I used up my nanostructuring chip. Mister became an adult. Hooray. Increase your shooting skill. Get you to be maybe a backup doctor would be good. Mining's always helpful. Too smart is... Too smart is actually quite a good perk. Beautiful's not bad. Let's do beautiful. Make everyone happy just seeing this gentleman. Yeah, we're really not getting rid of the waste fast enough, I feel like. Like, I think at the current rate of waste production, we're, like, stable. Like, it doesn't feel like this is increasing. I feel like this has been around 50 for a while. But I'm not 100% sure. Admittedly, I haven't been paying, like, super close attention to the amount of waste packs that I've got. You don't have to Direwolf ever watch the video you sent them. They might have had to go. I know they've got a lot going on. So they might have just had to hop off. Well, you sent it to them, so they'll watch it at their own time, I suppose. Alright, let's sell some more stuff. Yeah, I can't remember if they're working or what right now. I think they might be at home, but they've got, obviously, you know, a family and stuff like that they're with. So I could have just had to step away and needed to do something. Alright, I think we might wrap things up there for now. I feel like we're in a pretty stable sort of position. I don't want to rock the boat too much at this point. I think next time I'd like to probably start getting back to some explorations. We can explore some of these, like, compounds near us. We've got so many of these ancient complexes near us. So we may as well get access to some of the treasure that's there. We don't need to use the ship to fly to some of them. We can just take a caravan. I mean, we can use the ship. Why shouldn't we use the ship? The only reason why we shouldn't use the ship is, it uses fuel, which... It's not like it's in short supply, but obviously if I use it, I have to get it back, which in itself will take some time. Relationship. Nisha is related to a lot of people. Oh, the garbage slickers are attacking. Alright, well, we'll have to drive off this attack and then we'll finish up, I guess. What the hell? Why'd they just ignore... Oh, jeez. Why'd they just ignore the, the traders? That was weird. Let's all go to the when being raided section. I'm so confused. What happened? Also, one of the groups has already run away. The other group is fighting. Weird. Is this guy still alive? Fleeing in panic. That's very confusing. Okay, so the person was flee- Oh, they were trying to beat this robot up. I think they were trying to flee, but the robot was in the way, so they couldn't actually run. Okay, now they're all just running away. Alright, well we're fine. We're good. Why are these guys just hitting my robots, man? Just run. The robot is literally not doing anything to you. Like, relax, dude. Wow, you really have to break that door? There's like another way that you could go. Bozo. Okay. Alright, I think we're good. That was pretty successful, all things considered. Alright. I think that... Yeah, this group over here just got freaking slaughtered. I feel kind of bad for these guys. They were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. But such is life. That does happen sometimes. Sometimes you arrive at the wrong time and things don't end terribly well for you. Alright, we gotta get some of these chunks like out of the way because like doors are being blocked. It's horrible. Alright, now we're just fixing up all of our defenses, which will take a bit of time, and that's fine. Okay, another successful defense. This time, the traps just did the work. So if the traps do all the work, that's fine, honestly. It's probably preferable for me if the traps just wipe out all the attackers, and I don't even need my turrets to do anything. I think that's probably the actual ideal situation, if I'm being honest. Because when the turrets get involved, that's when we start having potentially collateral damage and things like that. Okay, doors. Once the doors are all good, I'll be happy to leave it. Perfect. Alright, so they'll be really rebuilding their traps when they come back. So next time, like I said, I think we'll try and do some more exploration of the world. See some sights. Explore, see some new things, hopefully, get some cool stuff, and we'll see what else awaits us in our journey. So unfortunately, it seems the prisoners that I tried to capture died, so no robo brains for us. Very sad. They mostly die anyway, it seems like. They very rarely survive once they go through the traps. It's very difficult for them to make it out. Cool. So we'll finish up there. Rimworld will continue next week with some more, hopefully, exploration, stuff like that. We've unlocked all of the Mechanoids stuff, which is pretty exciting. And then we just really need to try and play around with it a little bit and see what we can do. So take care, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.